Okay, my name is Ryan Kobolansky. I'm the district technician with the Morton County Soil Conservation District. Today we're going to be showing you how to calibrate our Truax no-till drill. It's a very good drill for seeding cover crops and doing some grass seedings and that sort of thing. It's got 3 different size boxes on it. It's got a large, what they call the jumbo seed box. It's got this middle box, they call it the fluffy seed box. It has agitators in it that'll help with grasses that haven't had the awns removed and that sort of thing to ensure they go through the machine. And then it's got a small box up front, which is typically used for alfalfa and very small seeded grains. The first step of the calibration process is to let down the seed transport units, or the seed units from the transport position. And to do that, you need to rotate these levers. The yellow lever controls the seed units, and the blue lever controls this front rank of swivel discs. And now we can go and start the tractor and let those units down. For calibrating the jumbo seed, the grain box, it's important to know whether you're on the high output sprocket or the low output sprocket. We have those labeled. Over here, this large sprocket is the 54 tooth low output sprocket, and this is the 30 tooth high output sprocket. You need to know which sprocket you're on. That'll correspond to a rate in the charts in the manual. You also need to know what is your setting on this, I believe they call it the derailleur sprocket. There's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have them labeled, and you can see right now that we're on setting 5. Okay, after you know what setting you're on as far as high or low output sprocket, and after you know what cone sprocket setting you're on, you can reference the manual. So on this page, we're using the jumbo grain box. We're on cone sprocket setting 5, and we're also using the 54 tooth output sprocket, and that number corresponds to this side. This would be the value for the 54 tooth. This would be the value for the 30 tooth. And this number here is the setting on your adjustment lever located on the back of the grain box. So you can use those numbers to give you an estimate of what your output rate will be in bulk pounds of seed. So for the calibration procedure, you're going to need containers to catch your seed. We're going to remove seed tubes from one bank, so 4 tubes. You'll need a screwdriver to remove the hose clamps from those tubes. You'll need a container to capture all that seed in, and a scale to weigh the seed. So we can start by removing those 4 seed tubes. We can place our boards underneath to help hold our containers. And we can place the containers underneath to capture the seed. And we're going to combine all this seed together after we have run the machine and weigh it all as one. Next, I'll move over to the calibration lever, which is located on the side of the machine. You want to remove the clip that holds it, pull the wrench out, and this is the calibration nut located on the side of the machine. You can attach the lever to that. You want to make sure and rotate that lever until you capture the pin inside the machine. And you also want to make sure that you have the wheel disengaged so that you're not, the ground drive is disengaged for the duration of calibration. After all that has been completed, you can go ahead and rotate the lever 3 full turns for grams. And we've already primed the machine by rotating it until seed falls out of the tubes. And now you can see we have an amount in each one of these containers. We're going to combine those, and the next step we'll weigh them together. So after you've found your output rate, if your desired rate is different from that, so we had 41.5 pounds of seed, say you wanted 50, you can adjust your output on the back of the machine. There's a reference point here. It's showing we're at about 7. you could loosen this and rotate the lever closer to 8 or 9 to adjust and look for 50, or you could go down if you wanted to lower your seeding rate. After the drill is set, you can reattach your seed tubes, reinstall your hose clamps. You'll want to make sure and engage the wheel drive. So put this in the planting position, and then you can start the tractor and attempt to seed. So now we've got our tractor and drill into planting position. We've got our wheel drive is engaged. We've got our seed units and our swivel discs in the raised position currently. If you're in a no-till field, you may want to lower the swivel discs. They'll help with heavy residue and cutting through some of that so that your seed units do not plug up. Chet has lowered those into position. And then you could lower your seed units and plant. Today we're going to simulate a tilled field where we do not need those. So we'll raise those up and lower our seed units all the way down. And now with the seed units all the way down, the wheel engaged, Chet can simulate planting here. He'll pull forward a few feet and we'll make sure that we've got some product coming out of the back. If you do not have product, you'll want to stop and get out of the machine just to make sure that everything is working correctly. As you can see, everything's working here. We've got some small seeds in our trench line, so things are planting correctly. And it's also important to remember when transporting the machine to make sure and raise the seed units all the way up, raise the swivel discs all the way up, rotate the levers to 90 degrees to lock those so they do not lower if you're pulling it behind a pickup, and then also disengage the ground drive so that the chains in the machine are not turning when you're pulling it down the roadway. The drill is also equipped with turn signals, so you can attach those to your pickup when you're transporting it. And you can contact us at the Morton County Soil Conservation with any questions you might have about calibration or troubles. Thank you for your time and watching this video today. We hope it helps.